Hi, we're looking at the Siskiyou Mountains with Preston Peak and Ship Mountain and Bear Basin Butte in the background. There's a little Oregon white oak in the foreground next to a support tree to the west of it, a black locust. There's bur oaks to the left with their support trees, which include honey locusts as well. Several honey locusts have done well up here with the difficult soil up here at the top of Round Knob on Old Growth Orchard and Nursery on Zumeta. And it's May 25th. It's part 3 of a spring walkthrough of the food forest. And I'm actually going to take you up over the knob and past this Ashworth bur oak. Try not to step on any cryptosporidium or native mosses or wildflowers. Getting on the road, which we're going to get into a chestnut and walnut / butternut grove, or, well, eventual growth, as it is a bunch of small seedlings right now. There are some mixed in this area. It's about 11 acres on the side that we own on the west side of Low Divide Road. 5 miles as the crow flies from the ocean, 15 miles from Oregon. We do have quite a bit of thinning and fuels management to do in this area. Haven't even really gotten to it very much, as we've been focusing on the area around the house and the defensible space there. But it will eventually go to hugelkultur beds, wetland restoration, possible if there's usable timbers for building outbuildings like woodshed and lumber, or an outdoor lumber shop, carpentry shop. Nice diverse mix of conifers. There's like 21 species of conifer on our property and the surrounding area, manzanita and evergreen huckleberry. But there's a lot of dead standing wood that, when it's under 12 inches, or maybe 10 inches actually, is a more of a fire risk than it is a value. Larger than that, you want to keep it for woodpecker habitat, and it's unlikely for anything a foot thick or more to catch fire as the cause of a fire. It may burn if there is a bad fire going on, but already, but it won't be the cause or cause for something to spread. And it hosts dozens and dozens of species that live, of vertebrate species alone, and thousands of species of invertebrates that are dependent on snags, dead standing trees. So there's some chestnuts tucked into this south-facing curve, as well as across the road. I'm trying to keep the sun out of the camera. There's about half dozen chestnuts that are doing quite well over here, where there was some relatively decent soil. There's Evelyn barking at me, the neighbor's dog. Our native chestnut, California chestnut is one term. It's also called chinkapin, or California chinkapin, I believe, is the most common colloquial. Can't think of the Latin name off the top of my head. don't really remember most of those. Just starting to get a rhododendron bloom up here. It's been quite prolific down the hill in the coastal area around Crescent City, which is a little ahead of us. So over here, where this soil has been deposited by the road and probably older depositions than that, there's been stays greener longer back here, and the vast majority of the trees have survived. There's a butternut there in that ring. Some serviceberry over here. Oh, that doesn't look like it made it. I tried a mayhaw as well. Oh no, I believe that was the second mayhaw. So that's a serviceberry. And that's the mayhaw. This is, I really should remember that, and I really should label this with metal. Yep, I'm gonna have to look that up. Oh no, this is a persimmon, that's right. An outlier persimmon that was given to us by a friend. I need to get a pollinizer. They're pretty trees, I think. I am not a huge fan of the fruit, so I'll be fine if it feeds some of the neighbors. This is a butternut that's coming back from the roots, or from a base. Another butternut back there. Let's see how you did. Yep. They seem to be pretty well suited and made it through the first summer with just I try for watering every 2 weeks, and it really stretched towards more like every 3 weeks last summer. I just can't seem to stop planting more trees. But I will be building or putting out a drip line for most of these areas where at least where I can get enough gravity off of a truck tank. This section had a little bit more die-off of the chestnuts, where it's rockier and it's more of a ridge. So the property goes down just a little bit past those big trees, and to the left about 100 feet, I believe. Our native ground nesting bees pollinating this nitrogen fixating ceanothus. Some more chestnuts, which are doing well. Shellbark hickory, which is in the walnut family. Some other butternut. And this, I believe, is actually a hickory as well. Nope, butternut. One of these days I'll remember all. I believe there's 400 trees still kicking along out of the many hundreds that I planted. Off the top of my head, I think it was about 800 trees if you include elderberries and hazelnuts as trees. But yeah, this is It'll be a bit of a walk back to get back to the final section. But this is part 3 of the May 20th walkthrough. Old Growth Orchard and Nursery. Hope you're having a good spring.